Hey everyone, it's your girl B Woods, Brandy Woods, the millionaire midwife, coming live this Thursday night with my good friend Rahul, who will be on with us in just a second. So tonight we are going to be talking about managing your payments like a pro. So I know that this is a subject that everyone is so excited to see. We're going to start in just a few minutes. Go ahead and tag a friend, tag an accountability partner, and let them know that the Millionaire Midwife and Preach to 3 is about to go live. Go ahead and drop in the chat where you're listening in from, your city and your state. Go ahead and rep your city. So it seems like my mic was off. So I get to introduce myself all over again. It's your girl B Woods, Brandy Woods, the millionaire midwife, coming live from the lab, the Childcare Craze Lab, with my good friend Rahul. He'll be on with us in just a moment. But listen, I need you to drop your city and state. I need you to rep your city. I also need you to tag your accountability partner. I know it's Thursday. If you're a child care owner, this is the best day of the week, unless tomorrow's payday. Yeah, I know. We all got to pay people. But Thursday is the day that we can say, oh my God, our favorite F word, Friday is on the way. Can you put me a Friday in the chat? If you feel like you deserve this Friday, I think that I deserve this Friday more than anything in the world. Although this weekend for me will be a work weekend. Yes, child. Pray for your girl. She will be working and catching up. Before I go any further, I just have to, good Lord, extend a warm thank you for all of you who prayed for my family last week. Many of you know that I had multiple family members in the hospital and that was sick. But you guys came through. You prayed, you encouraged me, you called, you text me. Some people even sent me dinner. Like, I have to tell you, I am truly grateful for everything that you've done for my family. So this week, what did I do? I played catch up. And guess what? I'm not caught up yet. Just like you, I am out here running my child care centers. We have multiple centers in the Houston area. And as a child care owner, I truly understand, oh Lord, the pros and the cons of running your own child care center. But can I tell you this? There is nothing else in the world that I would rather do than to touch the hearts and the lives of the families that are in my community. I count childcare as a true blessing. So what I want for you to do right now, if you haven't dropped it in the chat, put TGIF. Thank God for Friday. You got it. We are going to go into this Friday with a bang and getting some things off of our list. But we've been talking about another F word this month, and that's finance. Feta, paper, cheddar, whatever you want to call it, dinero, whatever you want to call it. We've been talking about the finances in your child care center. So I'm going to bring my good friend Rahul to the camera, and we're going to talk about a topic I think that is very near and dear to me, and that's really how to manage the payments in your child care, like a boss. Hi Rahul, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. Lisa said, let's go Friday. That says like, yes, thank God it's Friday. So if you're like me, Rahul, you're a multiple center owner as well. How has your week been going? Or don't tell me I'm the only one that had a crazy week.
Now, the week in Bay Area is really crazy. It's more than crazy. And it has been ever since crazy since Google announced that they are going to set up a new campus 1 mile from our location.
Oh, wow.
And they are going to come up with 4,000 new houses and spread over 77 acres. So it's crazy.
But it sounds like you're at the right place at the right time.
I'm in a crazy place.
How many of you wish that you had a center near a Google campus. I mean, don't make me pack my bags, Rahul. I don't want to become your competition. I can't afford real estate down there in the Bay. So I'm going to stay here in Texas where I can get a 6-bedroom home for less than $200,000. So I'm going to stay in Texas, the land of milk and honey. But listen, I know you and your wife, you guys own multiple centers, and so do we. And, being a child care owner, there are a lot of things that we struggle with that we really don't want to talk about. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation. As we talk about healthy finances in our centers, we have to talk about payments, because payments are what make our centers run. But I want you to tell me in the chat, how many of you right now today, you have parents that owe you, or you don't even know who owes you? If you know that you have parents that owe you, I want you to put collect in the chat, because that's what you need to be doing, collecting. Not calling collect, but you need to be collecting. And if you don't even know who owes you, you don't have a good record of who owes you, I want you to put a question mark in the chat. Oh, my good friend Shanita is on the call. She is our child care resident CPA, and I know that she is going to love this conversation. Oh, Leslie says, I need to collect. Devette says, I need to collect. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. So when we're in this position, well, we have families that owe us, or we don't even know who owe us, that lends back to our management. So, Rahul, I know that you are the great CEO of a company called Pre-to-3, who is one of Childcare Millionaires' sponsors and one of the products that we promote. As an owner and as the CEO of Pre-to-3, where do you think payments lie on the Richter scale of what can destroy your childcare center?
It would be on on a scale of 1 to 10, it's 12. If you don't collect payment, you're gone. There is no way. It's the blood of your childcare. It's the blood of your business. Without blood, there is no business. So, according to me, it's the most important thing.
Yeah, being able to collect those payments and take care of your finances, it affects everything else in your business. How you pay your bills on time, your profit margins. If you're not making a profit, everything goes back to enrollment, and enrollment leads to payments. And if you don't become a master of managing your payments like a pro, literally your business will be on life support. So Rahul is coming tonight to help us talk about this part of finances in our business and how to manage your payments like a pro. Rahul, I'm going to go ahead and bring up your PowerPoint, and you can go ahead and give us some of those great tips.
Great.
Yay, here we go.
So, Brandy, you ask a very relevant question. How many childcare owners know what they owe and how much they owe, and from whom do they owe that money from? So the answer would be most of the childcare owners don't know answers of any of these three. And it's not uncommon, because when we are talking to most of the childcare owners, they don't know these answers. And that's where a robust system can really help us. We don't need to know how much money is owed, or who owes us the money, or how much payment are we supposed to collect. The system should be doing its work. So that's where Pre-to-3 comes into play. If you see on the dashboard, it gives you a glimpse of how much money has been paid in last 30 days and how much is the unpaid balance in last 365 days. So it really gives you that track of how much money you are supposed to get it in last 365 days or last 1 year, and what was your collection in last 30 days. Another thing
I had to make that a little bit larger for them. So I'm just going to stop just for a second. How many of you can log into your child care management system? Oh, thank you so much. Because I want them to actually see you and us. So I'm gonna put it where they can see us again now that we made it larger. It's so important for you to be able to anticipate. Listen, guys, You need to be able to anticipate how much money you're bringing in and how much money that you should have gotten that you have not yet collected. This right here is a game changer, because if I needed another $1,900 to meet payroll, or to pay my electricity, or to fix something in my transportation, I can go and, hey, hello, I'm going to collect what is owed to me. This is wonderful. So if you have the ability to electronically see how much has been paid to you and how much is owed to you, put a 1 in the chat. If you do not have this, put a 2 in the chat. I want you to put a 2 in the chat if you do not have this ability. Okay, Rahul.
So this is what it does as a in a on the dashboard. But the another good thing about the fee management module for us is over here. Do you see the a more detailed data or more granular data? How much was paid, the past due and upcoming dues? This also gives you anticipation. The word which you just said a few minutes back is like, can you anticipate how much are you going to make in November? Can you make your budgets? Can you create that flow that you are not focusing on running after the money, but you are focusing on planning and executing that bigger picture, that okay, this is what money I'm going to make in November and December, and I need to buy a new equipment. Yes, I can buy that. That's what is important. If you see over here, it gives you that ability to be paid, past dues and unpaid dues. If you see over here, and also the cash flow, this is what was billed this month, this has been due till now, and this has been paid, and there has been no refunds. If you're making any refunds, you come to know over here on your cash flow statement. So like, this is what it is, very, very important for a childcare owner, especially a business owner.
Yeah, so the first step is just kind of knowing what you should have coming in, knowing what people owe you, and also being able to track your growth. So this is a great growth tool. Some of my people, some of our members, they are new center owners, and possibly you haven't been open long enough to to find a trend to see if you're growing from month to month. But if you're going from 10,000 to 12,000 to 15,000, and then you jump up to 30,000, you can ask yourself, what did I do in the last 30 days? Because that thing is working. Same thing, if you find that your revenue is dipping, you're going to ask yourself, what did I do in the last 30 days that is not working? So this is such a wonderful product to not only track who owes you, how they paid, are they paying on time, but you can also track your growth. We have one question. It says, does this integrate with QuickBooks Online or Zero? I think I know the answer for Rahul. Since you're the CEO and I'm the CEO, no, in this situation, you can answer Shanita's question.
Yeah, it integrates with QuickBooks. Every time you create an invoice, QuickBooks will automatically pull up the invoice from Pre to 3 and create an invoice in Pre to 3 in QuickBooks. So it integrates with QuickBooks. Yes, you're right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for answering that question. The other thing that guys, in collecting, not only do you want to know who owes, if they're paying on time, this management system has the ability to assess fees, right? Tell us about that, Rahul.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what you do is when you set up your account on Pre to 3, you go to the settings, and this is your master sheet. Like, you can set up settings of your school, and this is what you see. This is like, if you are doing a recurring invoice, and if you want to stop creation of recurring invoice, it would stop. These are your rates, transaction rates, which you can allow the parents to pay for it. If some parents are paying via credit card, and we had a discussion with a lot of childcare owners that they are getting aware about transferring the charge to the parents, 2.9%, which is a big amount. If you're doing, let's say, an average of $100,000 or $50,000 in your center every month, that's like close to $1,500 per month, which is like $18,000 in a year if you just calculate in that terms.
So don't
Also,
step on my toes, Rahul. You know I was paying those high fees last year. So I don't appreciate you telling my business. Can you make this page a little bit bigger? I want to say this. For those of you who are just uncertain about giving your parents those fees, please no, for them paying an extra $3 is totally different than you paying the extra $3 per 100 on every single kid. So I want somebody to do some quick calculations. Last year we did a little over $1 million, a little over $1 million. So let's just say it was $1 million. So if we paid 3% on $1 million, I want somebody to put in the chat. Come on, help a sister out. I want somebody to put in the chat about how much we paid in fees, assuming that all of those fees were credit cards. And I'm gonna tell you, a big portion of our fees are credit cards because we try to be a no cash center. So go ahead and give me 3% of $1 million. Somebody get out the calculator. Oh Lord, help me out. Anybody. And I know there's a little bit of a delay, but the reason why I think this is important is because, like Rahul is saying, that extra money that you were taking with those transaction rates, they can be deferred to something else in your business, where you can use those funds to actually grow your business. So don't be afraid of it. And then if you have a parent that's truly adverse to it, then work with that parent on a one-on-one situation. Go ahead, Rahul. Somebody's going to put my number in the chat soon.
I can suggest something over here. So what we did was, in the contract, in the fee collection point, we mentioned, after talking to a legal attorney, we mentioned that the fee is due on a certain date. And if you choose to pay via credit card, you would be charged additional 2.9%. However, if you choose to pay via ACH, you will not be charged any money. And if you pay by check, you would be charged $10 per check. So the parents don't have any options but to accept one of these. And in all the three options, you are going to benefit your business. It's like, it's for your benefit, and not like, you're not just giving away free money to the processing merchant services.
And Shanita has a question. She says, does the system take into consideration states that don't allow credit card fees to be passed on? And I put in the chat, it's optional. It's optional for you to charge whatever fees that you want to charge. When you set up your account, it's totally up to you to charge those fees or to absorb those fees as a business cost. And we do know if we absorb those fees as a business cost, it is deductible, right? According to my CPA, but get your own CPA if Shanita is willing to help you if you need a CPA.
Great, yeah. And Sunita, that's a nice, that's a wonderful suggestion. However, there is this that was just on passing the charges by some of, as far as I know, the restaurants and the product people, but not so much for the childcare. So there is this gray area which we can you can talk to your individual attorney and find out if you can pass on the charges.
Nice.
Okay, another quick thing, this is where you make your money. This is where you buy a Tesla. This is where you go for a vacation. Do you know how much money do you owe just in fines every month, every year? Nobody would have an answer, because you don't set up fine to calculate automatically. So in this case, you can calculate all the fines automatically. And you'll be surprised to know that on an average, each child owes somewhere around between $100 to $500 annually just for the fines.
Mm-hmm. And what are some things, and I know different centers fine for different things, like we have a late fee fine, like if you come to pick up your child late, and then we have a fine if you pay late. Most of our kids, we don't really have an early drop-off fee, and we don't do Saturdays, but we do have parents that check out late, and I can tell you that there have been times where I say, oh, don't worry about it, or they pay a day late, and I don't know it because it's already in the payment box, and I don't go back and assess those fines. What are some common fines that that you find that centers fine for?
Right. And this is your setup. You want to set up a zero fine, you can go ahead, edit. You can edit everything, or you can just uh, give them a grace period. You don't give them a grace period. You do whatever you want to do. But you can miss punch is basically every time a parent forgets to check in or check out their child. Most of the state, they do a citation if they come on a visit and they find that the timesheet is not checked in or checked out properly. I don't know about other
Absolutely.
states, but in California, they're very particular. So if they do a miss punch, so let's say we have a pre to three sign in, sign out. If they do a miss punch, so one time is a grace. And after that, every time a $1 fine is charged, you can put $1. Usually over here in Bay Area, they put $25 for every miss punch. So parents know it hurts and they don't forget to check in or they check out the child. Late.
Jesus.
Mhm.
I'm not
Yeah.
moving to California.
Yeah, I think so. You love it. Late pickup, every childcare facility has this problem. I mean, there's not even a one childcare facility which not have had these problems. We all give some kind of grace period, but after grace period, it's like we charge because we need to pay, like the utilities, the electricity, the teacher who is staying overtime. Sometimes we ourselves stay overtime. Um, but again, the beauty of the system is it calculates and lets you know what would be the fine like. It doesn't, you don't have to put in any data except for when it is set up. And I'll show you where all can you see the late fine effect. Early drop off, some facilities have this. If you don't have, you cannot, you just ignore it. Late payment, very much important. With pre
We
to
all need that one.
yeah, we all need that one, right? But with pre to three, I have seen people who are using pre to three fee collection, they don't need it because most of the parents, they have set up an auto pay and they get a reminder. So if the invoice is due, you send them a reminder that the invoice is due. The invoice is due. I mean, every day they get a reminder, or 3 days before the due date, 2 days before the due date, and I'll show you where you can set it up. So that really helps the parents to be on time. And most of the parents, we encourage childcare owners to set this up as an auto pay, so that most of the parents, it just goes out from the account, so that you don't have to worry, the parents doesn't have to worry, and everything looks good. So this is where you set up your the fines and the transaction rates and the invoice automatic payments and everything. So this is where once you have your setup done, let's go back to the fee management. So everything would be set up on your fee management. Another thing you need to do as setup is the fee module. How much, so one time invoice, if something is just, let's say, a prorated, if a child joined on October 20th, you just want to prorate it till October 30th, and then from November 1st, you want to make it on a monthly basis, you can do that. You select the name of the child, and let's say start date would be, and end date would be, due date would be, let's say 26th, and send notification to the parents. I would say, let's say 1 day before, just like a small invoice. I would, over here, I would just say it's like a, let's say miscellaneous, and I could just say any description, fee for, and I'll just say $100. And it gives me two options. Either I can save, or either I can save and send. When I hit save, it doesn't send, but if I send, it sends an email to the parent saying that the invoice has been generated and the parents can pay from their account. So this is where you just create an invoice and one-time invoice. So that's a good part.
Is that good for like your registration fees?
Yeah, it does a registration fee also. Yeah, it does. And the registration fee is in our enrollment module. So
Okay.
we just released an enrollment feature last
Talk about it.
Yeah. So, oh, you want to hear about the enrollment, or?
Well, you can tell us later, but I do love the new features, and I like this because a lot of the questions that we got the first time, and Rahul is committed to coming to us a few times just to help us with our management of our system and everything, because it's very important that you got to manage your child care from several ways. You got to manage your teachers, you got to manage your kids, you got to manage, your paperwork, you got to manage the state. So I believe that we got to start employing technology, because the job that this system is doing, we could pay literally a full-time person to handle payments and enrollments. So when you think about the minimum fee that you pay for software, we have to start leveraging our time as real CEOs, not CEOs. We got to move from being chumps to champs. We have to use technology. The best companies in the world, the companies that are forward moving, they're using technology. Why is childcare so far behind? We have to use the systems, that we have to help us run our business a little bit better. So I'll let you tell them about the new enrollment feature until the end. And what I love about it is all the features were free to free. It's included. It's not like I have to choose, oh, I want a little bit of this or a little bit of that. No, everything is included. And I really appreciate you guys for that.
Thank you. One thing we added, and this was a suggestion from Jessica Darby, who is an important member of this group, and she suggested that we should have a texting facility in our or a SMS facility for pre to 3, and we just added that, and we are releasing it next week. So every time you send an invoice, parents get an SMS or a text message saying that the childcare facility has sent you an invoice. Please check your email. Also, every time you send a communication, it would be like, send an SMS. And every time you do any kind of invoicing, it does send an SMS to the parents. So it gives that reminder to the parents, like, how important it is to let parents know that, the parents is not going to miss the invoice anywhere. So this is one-time invoice, and this is, sorry.
Mm-hmm. And guys, while he's pulling it up, I really encourage you to ask questions. We wanted to try to go through just this fee collection part and managing payments, but there may be some other questions that you guys have, not just about the platform, but about actually managing your centers. So you have two multiple center owners. I can guarantee that between me and Rahul, we've probably seen it all from the south all the way north, south, east, west, to the west coast, to the east coast. We've seen a little bit of it all, right? And so make sure that you answer your questions about the management of your child care system. So this is the recurring invoice. Can you make it just a little bit bigger for us? Yay, thank you.
So over here, you select a child again, let's say Andrew, and you select a monthly cycle, or you select a bi-weekly or a weekly cycle, whichever cycle works for you. Let's say over here monthly, and we say the starting date would be November 1st, and you want to continue without an end date, or you want to say, I want to end recurring in, let's say, 2021, and I want to end it on October 31st. So it would run from November to October, and it would be due on 1st of every month. It automatically picks up. And again, you do the same thing. You can just put over here tuition fee, and you can say monthly. You can put, again, you can save and send the invoice. Every month, the system is automatically going to send an invoice. You don't have to send an invoice to Andrew every month. Every month, the system will send the invoice. So you save that time creating that monthly recurring invoice, and they get to know. And what most of the parents, you can encourage them to set up an auto pay so that everything is taken care of. So once you send the invoice, That's it. So you can, over here you will see the name of all the invoices which are due, right? And the payments have not been made. Over here you will see the payments which has been made. Also, in the past due, we have an option to view the invoice. This is how it looks. So it has got your childcare facility name, it has got the address, it has got the phone number, it has got the tax ID. Remember, most of the parents, they would ask for a tax statement at the end of the year, especially in January, to claim the tax credits. You don't have to do that. Every invoice has a tax ID. You can set it up from the system and they have the invoice. So, and it also gives a payment history. So there is no payment history found over here. Okay, there's the payment history. I'm sorry. So this was the whole payment history for this invoice number. Like, whether it was paid, whether it was not paid, when it was, like, how much amount was paid, because sometimes you can also collect partial payments. So you know exactly, like, what is the payment, cash, check, cash. So the original invoice, like $300, and then it came down. So you know exactly how much money was collected, what was the mode of collection, and you can know those granular details.
So I have some questions that are coming through. So my first question, someone asked, can you pay monthly? Someone on YouTube asked, can you pay weekly? And so the answer is
yes.
Yay. So you can make the mode of payment weekly or monthly, and you can do it different for different parents. Just when you're setting up the profile, or your directors or assistant directors, because we're leveraging our time, owners are setting up the profiles, they can click whether or not to collect weekly or to collect monthly.
Right.
Go
Monthly,
ahead, Rahul.
bi-weekly, and weekly. 3 options we have got.
Awesome. Monthly, bi-weekly, and weekly. Another person said, so if I start this in the middle of the year, can I input how much they've already paid this year so their tuition statement will be correct?
Yes, you can do that. It would be done manually. If you send us some of the data, we can help you upload it from the back end, and you will see everything, in your system up to date.
Awesome. My third question I got was, everyone doesn't pay. I do take cash and checks. So if I wanted to put them in the system, if they pay me direct, can I go in and record the payment?
Yes, you can do that. So that's what I'm just trying to show you over here. Over here, if you see any of these are the due invoices, right? Past dues. So let's say we go to Peter and he came to you and he said, I want to, fee received offline. So once you click on fee received offline, you can select cash, check, subsidy check, any, if you want to swipe a card on your facility, you can do that. You can put the description and just save it. And you can accept partial payments. Let's say they say, oh, you know what, I cannot pay 100, I'm paying 50. Okay, give me 50. So you can add, and then the invoice would become $50 and not $100. So you will know exactly 50 is spending from Peter and not 100.
Awesome. I want to do a quick sound check. Someone said that we were doubled. If you can hear us well, type 1, and if you cannot, type 2. But if you can hear us well, please type 1. If you cannot hear us well, please type 2. I don't know if it was isolated, but I want to make sure that everyone can hear us well. So I love the fact that you can receive fees offline and still report it. That way you can have the same reports and you can still manage everything in one system. So on Mondays, you can literally have your assistant director or your director go in and input those payments at the end of the day. That way, if it's not received, they'll still get that same late notice. And as we're pulling our parents over to automatic payments and over to Free to 3, you're going to have some parents that pay different. Or if you're like me, you have some grandmothers. I have some grandmothers that are not going to put their credit card information in nothing because they're scared, and for some people, you want to meet them where they are. And so for those people, if you have to take check or cash, you do have the ability. But for 90, I'm gonna say for 99% of your clientele, you really want to get them on automatic payments, or at least where they're paying their invoice on their own.
I totally agree with that. Yes, we don't want to. It's not a good business practice to keep on calling your customers and saying, "Hey, you know what? You need to pay." Like, I would rather focus that energy somewhere else.
Me too. Absolutely. So, is there anything else in the management of payments in Pre to 3 that you want to show us tonight, or any other best
Oh,
practices?
okay. Yes, I can show you one thing very quickly, and that would help a lot of you to understand. So, if you go to a student profile, and if you go to the profile, and over here you will find all the information. The invoice which you have raised for the child, okay, and how much was paid, how much was refunded, all the data would be over here. You just saw that I created an invoice for Andrew due on 11/1st. You can see over here. Now, the good part about this is you will come to know what is a lifetime value for this child for your facility. If that
Talk
child is
nasty
passing,
to me. I'm sorry, I got excited. Some people don't even know about this. Shanita, if you're still watching, when you heard that annual lifetime value, I know you got excited too. Let me shut up and let the man do his job. I'm so sorry, Rahul.
no, I know that because childcare owners, they don't understand the value, a lifetime value. They don't know this term, but this is very much becoming a common. And so over here, you'll know the lifetime value of the child, and also more than that, you will know if the child is passing out, how much money do you have to collect from that child? Do you need to adjust from the deposit? Do you need to like issue a refund? You know exactly what that child has got you in last 24 months or 12 months, your relationship with that child. That what it shows over here, and this is for every child you have. This is a very good feature we have. You can download, you can print this report, you can send it to the parents. Hey, this is what we raised, this is what is due, this was fine, this is a complete fine information over here, how much fine is due for this child. Everything becomes so transparent that you can take an informed decision for this child, that what I have to do in terms of collecting the tuition fees.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And we want the lifetime value of our child to, to be greater and greater, because the best customer is a current customer. I love new customers. Don't get me wrong. But I don't want to lose customers to get new customers. I want to retain the customers I have. We've been open for business a little over 7 years. And I can tell you, the second family I have, I'm still serving that family today. And that family has literally bring us so many referrals and business, and it's an easy sell. It's not even like selling. It's almost like they become a part of our family, a part of our business model. And when we think about them, we always say we want more families like the Browns, right? Because the Browns come, they pay on time, they refer us out, and we want more lifetime customers just like the Browns. And the fact that we're able to track what a family has paid over the lifetime, it really helps us to understand the value of that customer. That is so awesome.
And now I'm coming to the reporting section, and the reporting section is pretty simple. We have an aging report. So the student who owe you, whether the money is owed for between 1 and 6 days, 25 days plus, it gives you exactly how much money is owed by whom, and what does the aging look like. How old is the due? Is it like more than a month, more than 15 days? What are we talking about? So this kind of gives you a data you can act upon, and you can put your efforts or resources in streamlining this system, so that the aging report becomes younger, and there is no due past 6 days or 7 days, and you know exactly which parents have constantly been not paying on time. You need to talk to them, you need to have an engagement with them, conversation with them. System helps you to get that data. This is a fee collection report. It gives you the report for the collection, room wise. And the good part is each room can give you how how much revenue are generating from each class or each room. Let's say you have 3 rooms. How much money each room is giving you? How much money each month each room has given you? Or multiple rooms or the whole facility. Like, it can just show you that. If I want a blue room, I can just apply blue room. Okay. I can, oh, 1 minute.
And that is so awesome, guys. Sometimes we don't know if certain rooms are profitable. And imagine if you could take in your tuition collection and then match that against your expenses or your payroll costs. And this is where you make sure you have a healthy budget. I absolutely love it.
So this is your blue room, right? I'm sorry, I got excited. I was clicking a wrong button. So after the room, I have to select a month, right? Because how will the system know what I'm looking for? So this what it gives you, that in blue room, I have got 5 children, and this is what the money looks like. I can download it, and I can download the report, get the total fee, and just be uh, I mean, I have that ability to see my facility, see my business. This again gives me a report of past dues, children wise, all the children, how much due is there, how much billed was there. Sometimes it would say that I billed $400, but the due is $300 because the parent paid $100. So this will give you those reports. So reports are there, setting up is there. You can create invoices, recurring invoices. You will get data from the children's side, fee management, reports, and also in setting and integration with QuickBooks. This is going to save you time, get you money, and also make your life so easier, because the conversation you have with your parents or with your clients or with their families is not about the money. It's about their child. It's about the progress they're making. That's the conversation you want to have, and not hey, listen, your fee is due. That's not what you want to tell the parent, and that's not the parent. I mean, sometimes that becomes, it's not a
Yeah,
healthy.
it becomes overwhelming and uncomfortable. So I took down the slides real quick. I know that we're wrapping up, and I know you guys have some new things. So listen, guys, we want to say this, and Rahul has said this to me like over and over again. He was like, I want to make sure that the group knows that I'm adding value. He says the first thing I am is I'm a Childcare Millionaire member. I'm a member of this group, so I want to make sure that they know I'm adding value. Listen, if you do not have a system, Rahul has offered us a 30-day trial for anyone in our group, and we ask so we can track that it comes through Childcare Millionaires, that you use this link, bit.ly pre-to-3 with Brandy. Once you sign up for that link, I'm gonna say within 24 to 48 hours. If you do it on a Sunday, no, it's not gonna be on Sunday, but within 24 to 72 hours, someone from Rahul's team is gonna call you. They're gonna answer your questions. They're gonna help you get set up. And for those of you who are already using a system, sign up for the pre-trial. Let them do a system analysis to say, hey, is this better than what you have for you right now? Or is this, do you need to keep what you have? Because sometimes you need to change and sometimes you don't. But for me, it was an easy decision. Why was it an easy decision for me? Most people know that prior to meeting Rahul, that we were on Brightwheel through a grant, and there was some functionality of Brightwheel that I absolutely love. But when the grant ends, when they told me the cost of Brightwheel, for me it was like, for 2 centers, this is not where I want to spend $4,000 or $5,000 a year. If I can get the functionality somewhere else. And everything we've talked to Rahul about, we want to see this, we want to see that. He is adding it, and I love that. And he has some functionality for me that Brightwheel did not have. That next day pay was one of the things that we absolutely love. And then the ability to do more interactions with our actual teachers. Just in case you don't know, you can do scheduling with your teachers. You can have text groups with your teachers in this program. And these were some of the things that were missing from the other childcare platforms that I had toured and I had used. And then the icing on the cake is the new feature with the enrollment. So I'm going to give him a few minutes to talk briefly about the enrollment feature, but we really do want you, if nothing else, sign up for a free trial so he can help you analyze whether this is a good product for you or not. So can you tell us just a tad bit about
We just
the enrollment?
rolled out our enrollment feature. It's a simple one. Hi. Yeah.
I'm here.
So
I think
we
it
just rolled
froze.
out. So we just rolled out our enrollment feature. So it's just one line of code which we give you to put on your website, and any parent going to your website can click enroll, and a form will pop up, and they can fill up all the information, and you can do the follow up. You can communicate with the parents. You can ask for any documentation. The parents can submit all the documentation online, and automatically the parent, if the child is enrolled, the child would be on Pre-to-3 platform, so you don't have to log that in. Also, it does a waitlist management for you. So if you have any kind of waitlist, you know exactly what your waitlist looks like, how many children are, how many new parents are looking for your facility, and that's what it does for you.
Thank you so much. So I encourage you guys to make sure that you are taking time to manage your Payment Cycle Pro, but also that you're also taking time to find tools that make your life easier. Any tool that makes your life easier, I want you to know. And I love that the fact that Rahul's platform is so cost effective. But for you, for the first 30 days, it's absolutely free. So we want you to make sure you take advantage of the free trial. And he will give you all the details about how to move forward with the program. So as we're coming to an end, can you guys do me a favor and thank my friend for his time again on tonight? I appreciate it. If you see the sun is going down on his end of the world, it is 8:17 in Texas, and we know that everyone wants to get to their family. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. But if you also give him some thank yous and let him know absolutely how much you enjoyed this, I would greatly appreciate it. Rahul, any final words?
Thank you for inviting me, and I would love to help as much as possible. There are new features coming out in Pre-to-3 every few weeks, including a very surprise thing for November 1st week, which I'll share with you. And yeah, more than happy to help.
Yay. We really thank you
so much.
for making it easier, to operate your center. So we thank you. Thank you for being a part of Childcare Millionaires and bringing a solution that we absolutely need. Before we go off today, I just want to tell everybody, well, Rahul, thank you. I'm going to bring you off camera. I'm going to make a few more announcements, but I know you're probably going to stay anyway.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. So listen, guys, October 29th is my what? Birthday, cake day. And I'm very excited about it. And I'm planning something very exciting and special for you. So I know that you're probably building your schedule for next week, but on October 29th at lunchtime, 12 p.m., 12 noon Central Standard Time, I'm going to be hosting a virtual birthday party, and I want you to be there. I'll be posting all in the group about it. Please don't miss it. I have some amazing specials, some amazing giveaways over the next week to celebrate my birthday. And I'm so excited about my birthday. One, because I have defied all odds of still being here. Two, when the world around us was crashing, God chose me to survive, and I appreciate that. And so I want to celebrate my big 42 Jackie Robinson birthday in a big way. I'm going to knock it out the park. So that day, the 29th, it is a Thursday at 12 noon. Serve your kids lunch. Get to your office and join me for a midday birthday party. I would love it so much. Do me a favor, share this video out. There may be another childcare owner who needs this information. And we definitely want you to know that we love you from the bottom of our hearts. If there's anything that you need from us, please make sure that you contact us and Signing off, it's your girl B Woods. I'll see you soon, but I'll definitely see you at the bank. Thank you guys for joining us and being here with us today. All right, guys. See you soon.